What is up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. We have a very mysterious new image that was captured over Italy recently of a very anomalous looking object captured in the skies over Lecco, Lombardy, Italy. It was taken on September 2nd by a photographer who goes by the name Giuseppe Filipponi. And as you're seeing here, we have this very luminescent, almost pearlescent, saucer-shaped object glowing in the sky. I mean, it's a beautiful photograph sitting in the clouds over Italy. And apparently this is causing a lot of controversy. It was seen by multiple people. This is the first set of images that we have of it, so I have no doubt there will be more coming out, and we'll post it as we get them. But we have some people who are saying that this is a spiritual event. This is some sort of spirit manifestation, an angel, whatever you want to call it. Others saying that they saw a craft sitting in the clouds, and, you know, it was metallic, it was glowing, it had a domed top to it, and you can actually see a dome on the top of this thing. Here is an inverted shot of this object that would appear to be, you know, sitting inside of this cloud here. Because if it's one thing I know, clouds do not reflect or have lights shining off of them as if they were metallic. This thing was emitting light, where you can definitely see this domed top. We had this long, thin, saucer-shaped section stretching from one end to the other. And again, it looks as if it's sitting in this cloud. Is it possibly mimicking a cloud? Here is a second photograph that we found, which actually looks to show an orb coming from or sitting near this object. And yeah, it's got a lot of people wondering, so I wanted to post it, see if we had anyone over Lecco, Italy, or at least near there, could give us any more information about this. But anyway, I will put the link to this down in the video description. You can download the image, look at it. Strange things over Italy. And we've been seeing them all over the world. And, you know, Italy has its own history of UFO sightings. One of the most famous UFO incidents, in fact, occurred in October of 1954, when an entire soccer stadium, or football, depending on what country you're from, was stopped in its tracks when UFOs flew overhead. Over 10,000 people had their eyes glued up to these objects that had passed by and completely stopped the game. Now, this occurred on October 27th, 1954, on a beautiful autumn day in Tuscany. 10,000 fans were watching in the concrete bowl, where just before halftime, the stadium fell eerily silent, followed by a roar of the crowd as the spectators were no longer watching the match, but were looking up at the sky, fingers pointing, and even the players stopped playing as they witnessed these, what some called egg-shaped, others called Cuban cigar-shaped, objects moving across the sky, completely stopping everyone in their tracks. One of the witnesses is quoted as saying that, "I remember everything from A to Z. It was something that looked like an egg that was moving slowly through the sky. Everyone was looking up, and also there was some sort of glitter-like substance coming down from the sky. Silver glitter. We were astonished, and we had never seen anything like it before. We were absolutely shocked." So the play was suspended as the crowd watched these things moving across the sky. Another person said, and I quote, "They were moving very fast and then they just stopped. It all lasted a couple of minutes. I would like to describe them as being like Cuban cigars, and that's the way they looked." One of the sources who was there that day, even to this day, says that he has relived this day over and over and firmly believes that they were extraterrestrial craft. One of the players on the team, even, by the name of Romolo Tucci, who is now in his 70s, said, and I quote, "In those years, everyone was talking about aliens, everybody was talking about UFOs, and we had the experience. We saw them directly and for real." Here you're seeing a newspaper in Italy, once again, talking about these objects. So there was a UFO wave that occurred over Italy, And, you know, it's continued to happen not only in Italy, but throughout the world, now happening again. If any of you guys have any new info about this new sighting, be sure to let me know. Now, on to another very strange happening that was emailed to me about a month back. Now, when I first got this piece of footage, I didn't know what to do with it. It was completely strange to me, and I guess it kind of got lost in the shuffle, but I'm going to post it for you guys here today. What you're about to see is what a Jamaican man is calling a portal that opened up in his bedroom that he awoke to. So he woke up, saw this, again, what he's called a portal in his room, and he recorded it. So check this out.
Okay guys, I'm making this video to show you what I suspect to be a UFO. I just wake up this morning and all of a sudden I found these swirling objects just spinning around. Look, whenever I try to touch them, they just move out of the way. And these could possibly be some UFO objects, but I can't tell for certain. They're certainly not insects. Can't hear any buzzing sounds, any wings flapping. I just see a bunch of swirly lights. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Just tell me what you guys think.
Alright, strange stuff. This was emailed over to me, and it happened in St. Anne, Jamaica. The source of the footage, who goes by the name of Roger Hazel, said in his email, quote, "Very shocking. This morning I woke up and I saw them. A couple minutes after I stopped filming, as I thought that they were going to go on for a while, all of these orbiting lights came together and formed one huge orb, and then in a flash disappeared. I was terrified. My friend said that she knew an old man who had also seen them in his room also, who lives in Portland, Jamaica, which is just a few miles away from where this happened." He then goes on to his email to state that a lot of strange things have been happening in Jamaica this past year. He also alludes to the fact that these strange things started happening as the testing was ramped up using the Large Hadron Collider, which is the particle accelerator in Geneva, Switzerland, where they're smashing these particles together. There's been a lot of talk about this dangerous, work that CERN is doing, playing with fire. There's been talk of wormholes and portals being created due to this. I don't know if it has something to do with what's going on in Jamaica, but again, we have these strange, spiraling, sparkling looking orbs. I mean, this is... I'm speechless. I have no idea what this is. The source believes it was some sort of portal opening up. I mean, we have seen these portals opening before, but in the skies. We've seen them happening above CERN, and we've seen them other places. Sometimes we've witnessed objects coming out of them, and we know that scientists have already said that there is likely to be thousands of other dimensions, one on top of the other. There's another universe within every black hole, so we literally have billions of other universes that we don't know about, and it would appear that just a month ago, something very, very strange happened in a man's bedroom in Jamaica. So I wanted to show you guys this video. I have no idea what this is. Have any of you guys experienced anything like this? Shoot me an email, and the rest of you guys, let me know what you think down below. Now, lastly today, I want to give you kind of an update. If you remember in our last video, we were talking about this asteroid that had recently come very close, just went right past us a couple days ago, that was detected by a new warning system being run by NASA, where they have all these telescopes around the world that are watching the skies, and they have a computer that gathers all of this telescopic data and then pinpoints these objects that are coming towards Earth or that could be a threat to Earth. So it's allowing us to detect these objects much earlier than ever before. And then in another video, another recent video we posted, we talked about an executive order that was posted to the White House website by President Obama, where again, he was talking about what he called, quote, space weather, where we had incoming threats to our planet in the way of asteroids, unknown objects heading toward Earth, as well as threats from our own sun, and these coronal mass ejections that could potentially knock out the entire power grid and keep us in the dark for years. Well, now we have another report, and you guys tell me if this is strange, tell me if I'm connecting dots that aren't there. But it's not only me that's noticed this, but now NASA and FEMA have gotten together and are holding exercises and preparing for yet again asteroids heading toward Earth. Now, if you don't know, FEMA, which has a lot of controversy surrounding it, and by the way, is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. You guys have probably seen all of these videos about the FEMA camps, which are supposedly these large camps, these internment camps that are being built all across the country to keep Americans in when martial law hits, when there's civil unrest. We've talked about the FEMA coffins, where it was shown that FEMA was buying up millions of coffins as well as millions of bullets. So it gave people the idea that something was going to happen, some sort of unrest, that they were going to need all of these coffins and bullets and possibly internment camps. And now we know that at the end of October, NASA and FEMA got together to hold discussions about what would happen if we were faced with an asteroid threat. And so they got together in order to plan a response to such a, quote, hypothetical event. So, in a, quote, tabletop exercise, which is basically an ongoing simulation, the two agencies are testing how they would work together to evaluate the threat, prevent panic, and protect as many people as possible from the deadly collision. So they set up this test scenario where they have this asteroid that is between 300 and 800 feet long, and that is all of the data that they started out with. So at first, the probability of a year 2020 impact was only 2%, but as the group continued to simulate tracking it over time and the fictitious months went by, the impact probability rose to 65%, and finally 100% impact probability. So finally, in the simulation, they found that in November of 2017, the asteroid would hit Earth somewhere in Southern California or the nearby Pacific Ocean. The research laboratory's scientists calculated the impact's footprint, the population that would be displaced, the effect on infrastructure, and other data that would slowly become clear over such an asteroid's approach. So they're doing the simulation in order to decide how to convey necessary information to the public in the most effective way over the course of the asteroid's approach. And you know what? I've got a lot of emails from people saying, why the sudden interest? First, we hear about Obama's executive order. Then we hear about an asteroid coming close to Earth and this new warning system that's been put into place. And now we're hearing that FEMA has now gotten together with NASA and who are now crunching numbers using exercises and ongoing simulations in order to assess damage that would be done when an asteroid smashes into us. So, either there's something they're not telling us, or maybe they've just finally got their head out of their asses and are finally looking at this threat with the importance that it should be. So, in my experience, usually it's probably a mixture of both of those things. But we'll continue to follow this. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I always love hearing your guys' opinions. Give me your thoughts on the strangeness happening in Italy and Jamaica. And be sure to stick right here with Secure Team, where we are constantly getting in new information and reporting on the endless amount of mysteries happening on both our planet and in space. So thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and stay tuned because we've got a lot more coming. Stay safe, guys.